When Ice Spice made her big splash, it seemed like the world couldn't get enough. But now, with one disastrous performance plummeting streams and the fallout of a career built on gimmicks, the truth is undeniable. Ice Spice's career is finally over. Here's how everything fell apart. When Ice Spice first made her breakthrough with Munch, it was clear the world had embraced her viral moment. But fame doesn't last long when the foundation is nothing more than a gimmick. The first true sign that Ice Spice's rise wasn't built to last came during her infamous Wildlands Festival performance in Australia. It was supposed to be her big moment, gracing a stage in front of eager fans who'd paid up to $350 for tickets to see their favorite rising star. What they got instead was a total disaster. Ice Spice arrived a full 20 minutes late to her 30-minute set, leaving fans anxiously wondering what was going on. What should have been a high-energy, hype-filled performance turned into a masterclass in how to alienate an audience. When she finally hit the stage, she performed only 3 songs, just 3. Fans were left scratching their heads, wondering whether they'd paid for a concert or simply for a test of their patience. The situation went from bad to worse when Wildlands organizers, fed up with the chaos, made the decision to cut her mic. The crowd, already disappointed by her late arrival and lackluster performance, was not having it. They began to boo Ice Spice off the stage. It was clear the audience had reached their breaking point. The spectacle wasn't just embarrassing for her, it was a slap in the face to fans who had rearranged their New Year's Eve plans just to see her perform. But the drama didn't stop there. Wildlands Festival organizers wasted no time issuing a public statement, making it clear that the blame for the debacle didn't lie with them. They emphasized that they had a schedule to stick to, subtly throwing Ice Spice under the bus for her poor preparation and lack of professionalism. The statement practically dared the public to shift their anger elsewhere, and that's exactly what happened. Fans were quick to praise the festival for calling her out, with some even applauding the decision to cut her mic. For Ice Spice, this performance was a pivotal moment. Instead of being the one to steal the spotlight, she became the subject of mockery. The internet wasn't just critical, it was unforgiving. Social media exploded with memes and jokes about the failed performance. And the worst part, this wasn't some small, unnoticed event. Wildlands Festival was a massive gathering, and the entire world saw how badly Ice Spice had fumbled her big moment. As the dust settled, it became clear that this was a turning point for her career. The reputation she had so carefully cultivated through viral moments and catchy singles was beginning to unravel. Fans who had once been so eager to show their support were now questioning whether Ice Spice was the real deal, or just another fleeting viral sensation. The harsh reality was starting to set in, and it wasn't just about her disappointing festival performance. This was about her lack of ability to back up her viral fame with actual talent. The Wildlands disaster wasn't just an isolated incident, it was part of a bigger pattern that would soon become apparent. Ice Spice's rise to fame had been built on a gimmick, not substance. Whether it was her signature thick image or her catchy yet superficial lyrics, the world had embraced Ice Spice as a novelty act. But novelty fades fast, and with every misstep, her once promising career began to lose steam. If the festival performance had been her wake-up call, the aftermath was her reality check. Fans weren't impressed with her attempt at playing the pop star role, and the industry's patience was starting to run thin. It was clear that Ice Spice would need to step up her game if she even could. What followed was an even bigger blow to her career, a dramatic drop in streaming numbers that made it clear her moment of viral fame was slipping away. Not long after the Wildlands fiasco, things went from bad to worse for Ice Spice. Her streaming numbers began plummeting faster than a botched stage dive. In a matter of months, her once impressive 40 million monthly listeners on Spotify dropped to a shocking 15 million, a loss of 25 million listeners that shocked both her fan base and the industry. The questions began pouring in. What went wrong? Was it her album Y2K, which was meant to be a defining moment but ended up underwhelming? Or was it simply that Ice Spice's music never evolved? She'd built her fame on viral TikTok snippets, catchy but shallow songs that worked in small doses but didn't hold up in full albums. Once the novelty wore off, so did her audience. Y2K was supposed to be Ice Spice's breakthrough, but instead it felt like a missed opportunity. Critics trashed it for uninspired beats and forgettable lyrics. The hooks were bland, and the collaborations didn't offer anything new. It wasn't just critics who were unimpressed, her fans were too. They'd initially embraced her persona, but Y2K failed to deliver anything fresh. For many, the best thing about the album was when it ended. Even the deluxe edition couldn't save it. The extra tracks were just more of the same, and Ice Spice doubled down on her Miss Poopy persona, which only emphasized that she was out of ideas. What began as a fun viral moment quickly became a tired gimmick, and the focus on bodily humor didn't help. It only further highlighted that Ice Spice's career was built on superficiality. Once the novelty of her viral moments wore off, it became clear she didn't have the depth to stay relevant. Her declining streaming numbers weren't just a reflection of the album's failure, they symbolized a deeper issue: Ice Spice's lack of artistic growth. Her career had always been about viral moments and meme-worthy appeal, but what happens when those moments lose their charm? The answer: you fade into irrelevance. And that's exactly what was happening. Without real artistic evolution, Ice Spice was becoming another one-hit wonder in a world full of fleeting viral stars. The public wasn't turning against her, they were simply moving on to the next big thing. The streaming numbers were proof of this shift, but there was more trouble on the horizon. If she hoped to redeem herself, Ice Spice would need to make drastic changes. But change wasn't coming anytime soon, and her future in the industry seemed more uncertain than ever. The downfall wasn't just about music. Ice Spice's carefully crafted image was starting to unravel in the harshest ways. Spice's decline in streaming numbers wasn't enough. The next chapter in her unraveling career was marked by an even more personal controversy: her sudden weight loss. Fans were caught off guard, sparking debates and questioning her motives. Ice Spice had built much of her early fame around her curvy figure. Her thick image was just as integral to her brand as her catchy hooks and TikTok stardom. But as she shed the pounds, accusations followed. Fans who had once supported her body positivity felt betrayed. Loyal followers who adored her fuller figure took to social media, voicing their displeasure. The phrase "bring back the thick ice" became a popular comment on her Instagram, showing how much her appearance had shaped her fan base. Rumors spread that she might be using Ozempic, a popular weight loss drug. Some fans felt deceived, questioning whether her transformation was truly the result of hard work or something else. To combat these rumors, Ice Spice posted her workout routine on Instagram, claiming her weight loss was all natural. But despite her efforts, many weren't convinced. The speed of her transformation raised too many questions. What made this situation more complex was the irony. Ice Spice's rise to fame had been based on her appearance, and now fans who had celebrated her curves were calling her weight loss a betrayal. There was no winning. Had she stayed the same, she would have been accused of stagnating, but by changing, she alienated the fans who had supported her for her unique look. The weight loss drama deepened her already crumbling image. Every step forward seemed to lead to another misstep. In an industry where appearance often dictates careers, Ice Spice had turned her image into a double-edged sword. Her fans wanted her to stay true to her original brand, but she was now focused on reinventing herself. But Ice Spice wasn't the only one whose opinions mattered. Fans accused her of succumbing to industry pressures, where women are often expected to conform to narrow beauty standards. Whether it was a health-conscious decision or an attempt to conform, fans saw it as a sign she was losing control of her own narrative. The worst part, this drama fueled the perception that Ice Spice's career was built on a shallow foundation. She had risen to fame by selling an image, not substance, and now that image was shifting. Ice Spice's transformation felt like she was distancing herself from the very thing that made her famous. But no matter how much she tried to change, her image would always be tied to the curves that launched her into the spotlight. The weight loss saga didn't just affect her career, it revealed the fragility of her position in the industry. Fame built on image rather than talent is fleeting. Ice Spice was learning the hard way that trends change quickly, and when your career is based on a gimmick, there's only a limited window of success. No one was buying the new image, and her fans seemed more confused than ever about what Ice Spice was truly offering. As the weight loss drama continued, it became clear that Ice Spice's career was spiraling. The more she distanced herself from her past, the more she alienated the fans who had supported her. No matter how much she changed her appearance or persona, it was clear her popularity had always been tied to viral moments and a gimmick, and that could only last for so long. No matter how much Ice Spice tried to change, her career was still tied to her viral rise, and that would always hold her back. It's not just her musical career that's crumbling. Ice Spice's personal relationships have also been on the rocks. The rapper has been caught up in multiple feuds that only seem to escalate her public downfall. First, there's her ongoing drama with Lotto, another rapper who has been making waves in the industry. The tension between the two has been simmering for a while, but things came to a head after some public digs were thrown back and forth. What was once seen as a friendly rivalry quickly turned sour, and Ice Spice's response to Lotto's diss track only seemed to fuel the fire. Instead of taking the high road or letting the music speak for itself, Ice Spice engaged in the drama, only making herself seem more caught up in petty beefs rather than focusing on her craft. But it didn't stop there. In another shocking twist, Ice Spice's former friend, Baby Storm, blew up her spot by exposing personal text messages in which Ice Spice allegedly referred to Nicki Minaj as delusional and ungrateful. Fans were left questioning Ice Spice's loyalty and character, as Baby Storm's expose painted a picture of a rapper who was burning bridges faster than she could build them. It wasn't just about music anymore. It was about the person behind the persona, and the more the public learned, the less they seemed to like. Despite her rise to fame being fueled by viral moments and gimmicky hooks, it's clear that Ice Spice has struggled to keep her personal and professional lives intact. Her feuds with high-profile artists only serve to highlight her inability to maintain lasting relationships in the music industry, making her appear increasingly isolated. The loyalty of her fan base was already in question after the flop of her album, but now with these public conflicts, it seems like the cracks in Ice Spice's empire are starting to show. Still, as if her personal drama wasn't enough, another questionable moment came when Ice Spice's inclusion in Fortnite sparked more criticism. Fans and gamers alike found it perplexing that she was included in the game alongside rap icons like Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and Juice WRLD. The online backlash was swift, with many calling her out for being a viral gimmick rather than a legitimate musical talent. How had a rapper whose rise was based on a viral moment in 2022 found her way into a roster that typically featured artists with long-standing legacies? The backlash to her Fortnite inclusion was swift, and fans were left wondering, was Ice Spice just a fleeting trend, or was she really here to stay? It's clear that Ice Spice's career, much like her relationships, is filled with turbulence. But even more than that, it speaks to the fragile nature of viral fame in the music industry. If your rise is based on one catchy hook and a viral moment, what happens when that moment fades away? And with a career built on attention-grabbing gimmicks rather than genuine musical talent, it's hard to see where Ice Spice can go from here. The feud-filled drama and the mounting skepticism surrounding her talent are creating the perfect storm for Ice Spice. But as we move forward, there's another part of her career that can't be ignored: the way her fleeting fame continues to leave a mark on her. If Ice Spice thought her viral hits would carry her forever, it's becoming increasingly clear that she was wrong. The cracks in her career were evident long before the feuds and controversies, but now it seems the real damage is being done in full view of the public. How much longer can Ice Spice hold on to what's left of her fame before the music industry moves on to its next big thing? If you thought Ice Spice's fall from grace was messy, wait until you see how she's trying to hang on to the remnants of her viral fame. In a move that had fans scratching their heads, Ice Spice was included in Fortnite's recent season, alongside rap icons like Snoop Dogg, Marshmello, and Juice WRLD. These names represent the heavy hitters of the music industry, legends whose impact stretches far beyond viral moments. Then there's Ice Spice. While her inclusion may have seemed like a milestone for some, it highlighted just how far removed she is from the realm of true musical powerhouses. She may have conquered TikTok and dominated social media for a brief moment, moment, but when it comes to lasting influence, she's struggling to keep up. The reactions from Fortnite players were far from positive. Many were confused as to why someone known more for her viral appeal than musical talent was included in the game. Fortnite had already featured legendary names, people who had shaped the music scene, leaving behind a legacy that would last far beyond a viral hit. In comparison, Ice Spice's fame was built on fleeting moments, a gimmick that might entertain for a season, but quickly fades as the next big thing takes over. Her entry into Fortnite was a stark reminder of how shallow her career had become. Rather than representing a significant achievement in music, her appearance felt more like a marketing stunt, something to capitalize on the brief but powerful viral wave that launched her into the spotlight. This moment in Fortnite symbolizes the end of the viral era, where internet fame isn't enough to secure a long-term career. Ice Spice's rise was predicated on a catchy, viral hit and a carefully curated image. She exploded onto the scene with Munch, Feelin' You, and became a household name almost overnight, but the industry's fickleness doesn't reward those who rely solely on gimmicks. The moment the novelty wore off, so did her staying power. Her music, while initially catchy, lacked the substance needed to keep listeners coming back for more. The industry thrives on reinvention, innovation, and true artistry. Without that, viral stars like Ice Spice are doomed to fade away as quickly as they rise. Her downfall isn't just about bad performances or disappointing albums. It's about the glaring lack of evolution. After her viral success, Ice Spice had an opportunity to prove herself as an artist, to develop a sound that would sustain her career for years. Instead, she relied on the same tired formula, delivering more of the same and failing to offer anything new. Her music became stale, and without the viral momentum, it was clear that she didn't have the depth or innovation to keep her career afloat. The Fortnite debacle served as a perfect symbol for Ice Spice's lack of lasting impact on the music industry. She was no longer the exciting new thing, but instead a footnote in the ever-changing world of viral fame. What was once considered a career-launching moment now seemed like a reminder of the short-lived nature of internet stardom. The contrast between Ice Spice's viral success and the lasting influence of artists like Snoop Dogg and Juice WRLD couldn't have been more glaring. If you don't have the talent to back it up, the fame fades, and the reality is brutal. Viral stars can easily become yesterday's news. With her attempts to keep her place in the limelight faltering, Ice Spice's story is a cautionary tale of what happens when viral fame is built on shallow ground. The viral wave can only carry you so far. When that wave crashes, what do you have left? For Ice Spice, the answer is a floundering career, a series of failed attempts to reinvent herself, and a growing irrelevance in the music world. If you thought this story was wild, you won't want to miss what happens in this next video.